How are you? My name's Samantha. This is my Stitcher Library mini-series. It is 11 o'clock at night. I am very late. It's Sunday the 15th of September. Normally I would be recording a bit earlier than this, but I got a little sidetracked. But here we are. This is my mini-series where I am desperately trying to work my way through my Ravelry library. We're getting there. We're having progress. This week I have one finish. I have progress on the two whips I'd started last week. So I will show you them. First I'll show you my finish, which is this. This is the Emotional Support Chicken. There we go. Emotional Support Chicken by Lisa, I think it's Auch. AUCH. I'm really sorry if that's wrong. I also apologise for being in my big, I'm in my big fluffy thing because it's cold. Like the weather has turned really, really cold again. And yeah, so this is life now. Right, so the pattern. The pattern is a free pattern that you can, it links through to a website, blog, something. I think it's a blog, I'm not sure. It links through to our website or blog. And you can get it there for free with ads. Or you can buy it for £3, which I don't know what that is in other currencies. It doesn't tell me. So you can have it for £3 as a paid pattern. But honestly, it's worth getting the paid pattern for the fact of supporting the artist. But mine is a mess. Mine looks like Elvis because I used white cotton. I used Drops Paris, and this is just in the colour 39. It's just white, Aran weight, Drops cotton. That's a new 50 gram ball, and that's how much I have left. So it used most of it. But it's a very, very, very simple pattern. It's no sew. Made his little face. And then because I was using the free pattern from the website, I then proceeded to close the pattern page on the website. So I made up this bit by myself. I just sort of did some double crochets on it because I remembered it said double crochets somewhere. And now he looks like Elvis. But it's very cute. So there we go. Emotional Support Chicken. Fine for a free pattern. I personally wouldn't pay for it. But if you like no-sew chicken patterns that look a little bit like Elvis. Other people's don't. It's just mine. Like it's supposed to be granny squares. I can see that now looking at the pattern. Granny stitches. See? I would also recommend though not using cotton for this because the only reason you can't really see it is because it's white. But it's left it quite gappy. I used a 3.5mm hook with Aran weight cotton, and usually that should be fine for my tension. Mileage may vary, different people have different tensions, but for some reason on this one it's not, and it's going a little bit holy and gappy. This is going to be for me though. I'm keeping this, so yeah, I don't care. And he's good. There we go. That is this week's little finished object. The other two that I've been working on, I'll show you the knitting one first. The knitting one has the least amount on it. I am doing this one, which is Morticia. There we go. By Andy Sutherland. I keep wanting to say Sunderland, and I don't know why. Andy Sutherland. It's a pattern that's no longer available. She removed all of her patterns from being on sale a couple of years ago. No idea why. I spoke about this a bit last week. But I had bought, she'd released a Halloween book called Spooky. And it had a load of patterns in it. And because I bought that through Ravelry, I have access to them. So I'm really, really sorry. You're not going to be able to get the pattern. But You're not going to see it properly from mine, but it has mesh sleeves on it. It's just like stockinette body, stockinette body and mesh sleeves. Of course, I have decided to do mine in pink. So, I am using this Stylecraft Recreate. It is 100% recycled. This one is 40% wool, 30% acrylic, 30% polyester. It is a DK, 350 meters or 383 yards for 100 grams. And you can see the yarn's got all these different little colours in it. If it ever focuses. But you can see it's got all these like different colours running through it, but the main colour is this pink. The colour is rose. It's 1945. And I've not done very much. You start on the back panel. So these are like the shouldery bits, and then you work down the back a bit, and then you work down the front a bit, and it's a pretty common construction, I think. Yeah, and this is how much I've got. So it's knitting up. The stuff's really nice to knit with. My tension's a little bit squiffy. You can, I don't know what happened there. Is that an increase? I think that might be an increase that went a little bit squiffy. I've got one on the other side. Yeah, there's one on the other side as well. There must have been an increase there. I don't know, I can't remember. I did it about a week ago. So this is the yarn. And it's not the softest yarn in the world, but it is perfectly fine to have next to my skin. Obviously, again, other people have different, like, my words are just not here today. People have different sensitivities to different fabrics. For me, this fabric is fine. It's not super soft, but it will be comfortable to wear. I swatched. I am knitting this on 4, maybe? Where are we? Yeah, 4mm needles. I think the pattern calls for 3.75s. And I normally have to go down a needle size because I'm quite a loose knitter. However, life has been quite stressful recently, so I might have started knitting a little bit tighter because I got gauged with 4mm. So we shall see. I thought I only had like 4 balls of it as well, so I thought I was going to be cutting it a little bit fine. But I found another ball in the yarn pit, so I now have plenty, which is good because I've got quite a long torso, and sometimes I have to add like an inch or 2 at the end. And obviously because I've got a long torso, it means my arms are a bit longer as well. Because I'm not like ridiculously tall, but I'm 5'9", and I don't know about everywhere else in the world, but in this country, I think things are modelled on someone who's 5'5" or 5'6". So I just need that little bit extra sometimes, and then I can do that. Right, the other thing that I've got going is you can get this one. I think it's gone back up to full price now. Yeah, up until September the 10th, it was on offer. I did say this last week. So if you manage to get it on offer, that's great. If you did not manage to get it on offer, it is still a very good pattern and worth buying. This is the Britta Pullover. There we go. Britta Pullover, and you can see it's by Amber from Divine Debris. Now she has 2 different lengths for it, 2 different length options. She gives you all the information that you need, yarn quantities and all the rest for the crop version or full length version. I'm a little tight on the yarn, so I'm doing a cropped version. It takes a DK weight yarn. It goes from an extra small up to a 5XL. So Amber's patterns are always really, really good. She has an absolute ton of patterns. If you want to see her writing style, She has lots of free patterns as well. So the yarn that I'm using is, ooh, get it out of the bag. This is the one that's currently attached. I've just started on my second cake. Yarnsmith Pebble Haze. This is shade 2D100. There we go. I know everything's backwards, and I know I keep saying I'm going to start recording properly, but honestly, it's 11 o'clock at night and I'm tired. 150 grams, 435 meters, 476 yards. This is 67% cotton and 33% acrylic. It's super soft. It's lovely. And I don't know if you'll be able to see. It's like, it's kind of like a mesh tube that's had the yarn blown through it. The colour changes are very, right, so you're going from yellow into the purpley colour. I don't even know if you can see that, into the pink. You know, it's very, very subtle colour changes. And it's working up absolutely beautifully. I'm having no issues with the yarn at all. It's been really nice. And I finished one of the panels. This is the back panel. You see what I mean with the yarn coming up in the gradient? It's going to be really hard to show you it. You can sort of see it from here because it's obviously full of holes. It's a 4-row repeat. It's really easy to memorise. And there's not much in the way of like counting and things like that. And yeah, it's just been really nice to work on. So that's my back panel. Ooh, we're attached. And I've made a start on the front panel. I've got that much done. So one cake, I'm doing the 1X. I'm normally a size like 18-20-ish. And I'm doing on the 1X. And that gives me a little bit of positive ease. So one cake has done the back panel and then up to there. So it's done the ribbon and then a couple of rows. I'm using my 5mm Omni hook, an acrylic one. It's actually working really, really well. I never usually use acrylic hooks, but I bought this one to try them and it's actually going really well. It's like so light to use. I get these on Amazon. I don't know if you can get them anywhere else. Usually I use the ebony ones, or I use Clover Amour. But if I'm using these like longer ones, I have the ebony ones, and they're really nice and lightweight as well, really smooth to use. But I thought I'll try the acrylic for a change, and yeah, super light, super easy. I wouldn't use this for anything that's like too slippy, because the acrylic is very, very smooth and very, very slippy. But other than that, yeah, it's good. And that's it. We are done. Let's see. I haven't done my stats for ages. Let's have a look. Let's have a look in my library. So we are now sitting at 129 made and 100, no, I wish it was 100. 1,369 not made. My challenge, look in my projects. Oh, I've not done any more on the Ruthie shawl. I've just not had time this week at all. My challenge, I have completed 31 out of 50 projects. I've actually completed 32 because I've not put the chicken on there. I just realised. So 32 out of the 50 projects. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can either go back to the very first episode of the Stitcher Library, where I show you my plans and how everything's laid out. But see, if you go into on your Ravelry, oh, I'm showing you yourself here. If you go into your projects, and this is really hard to show because it's backwards, I'm so sorry. So if you go into your projects and you've got this challenge tab here, And so just on your normal projects tab, and there's challenge, and this just records everything that you set as a finish. Now what you have to do is when you finish the project, you have to put an actual end date on it. You don't have to put a start date, but you have to put the date that you finished it and mark it as finished, and then it'll go into your project challenge. Last year, let's have a look, 2023, I completed 38 out of 40 projects, because I know a lot of people log everything on Ravelry. I don't. I only log the patterns that I make from Ravelry on my Ravelry page, on my project page. So last year I did 38 out of 40. This year I wanted to go for 50. So I've done 31 out of 50. So yeah, I've done 32, sorry, because of the chicken. So I'm hoping to get that done and actually get 50 projects off my Ravelry queue this year. And then I'm still, even if I go to 50 projects a year, I'm still going to be doing this till like I'm 1,000,000 years old. It's fine. I've got a lot of little projects on there. They're not going to take that long to do. This week I am going to focus on this one and try and get this finished. Now that I have the pattern in my head for it, I want to crack on, get that done, and then I will focus on the Morticia and yeah, see how much I get done this week. I am going to be very, very busy this week though, but I'm not going to talk about that now. I will talk about that tomorrow in my main podcast. So hopefully I will see you there. And I'm going to go now because we're at 17 minutes and I have waffled and I would like to go to bed now. Okay, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully I will see you next week. Enjoy your week. Goodbye. Good night.